Lesson 6, Chance Collage. In this video, I'm going to give you a tour of this week's art assignment. I'm going to walk you through the PowerPoint, slide by slide, and read to you all of the text. Then we're going to walk through the lesson so that there are no surprises in what you need to complete. Here's the lesson overview. This is what's due on Monday, May 11. First, respond to the featured artist on slide 7. There's one simple question for you to complete. Then, complete your art project and insert photos on slide 11. Last, complete the written response on slide 12. Here's the performance-based objective. Students will be able to practice letting go of control in their art making in order to understand that imperfection in works of art can and should be celebrated. It can be hard to leave things up to chance. It can be scary when we don't know what's going to happen next. Was there a time in your life when things haven't ended up the way that you thought they might? Have you ever felt out of control? These feelings can happen in the classroom when we're making art, but they also can happen in our daily lives. For example, the coronavirus has changed our lives in unexpected and scary ways. This week, we're going to practice letting go of control in our artwork. It's a safe way to experiment with the unknown, and hopefully it'll make us feel a little bit better that we can create something beautiful that's also imperfect and made by chance. So I'm first going to introduce you to this artist named Jean Arp. Jean Arp was a French-German sculptor, painter, and poet. He's known for his collages, like the one on the right. Jean invented the chance collage. Examples of these works of art can be seen at the MoMA, Modern Museum of Art, in New York City. You can click that link to see some of his artwork at MoMA. So here's the story about how the chance collage was invented. Jean became frustrated while working on a drawing. He couldn't get it to be perfect. Finally, he tore it up and let the pieces flutter to the floor. Sometime later, he happened to notice these same scraps of paper as they lay on the floor, and he was struck by the pattern they formed. They seemed meaningful to him. He then carefully pasted the scraps down on paper. Jean continued to make chance collages. To even further remove the collage from his control and leave even more up to chance, he sometimes used a paper cutter to cut the shapes rather than tearing them by hand. While chance inspired the series of collages that these works are a part of, and they're titled According to the Laws of Chance, some of them are really neat, so he may not have relinquished all control after all. To make this collage, Jean Arp tore paper rectangles and let them fall onto a larger sheet of paper. Some people think he might have moved some of the shapes for the final collage. Other people think he didn't. What do you think? Answer in full sentences. So you can type your response right into the document. Remember that you can double tap, select this, and then type, I think that, blank, blank, blank. Here's your assignment. Create a chance collage. The required materials are a glue stick or tape, and then there are possible materials including construction paper, newspaper, old magazines, cardboard, old drawings or scraps from other projects that you've worked on in the past. It really just depends what you have in your home. So you don't need all of these things, just a couple of each. This project should take 30 to 40 minutes. So here are the steps in the how-to video.
Okay, in this video you're going to see me complete a chance collage. Now first I have to apologize. This video is kind of at a weird angle and it's a little bit hard to see everything I'm doing at all times, but I promise it's not that hard and I'll walk you the entire thing. Before you even start this assignment, you'll need to gather your supplies. The only required material for this project is a glue stick or tape. If you picked up a supply packet from me before we left for online learning, you have a glue stick. Once you have your glue stick, it's time to collect some paper materials to make your collage with. So if you have construction paper at home, that's great, but you don't need it. This project, it can look wacky, it can look crazy, you can mix patterns. So why not try to find some cool newspaper print, old magazines, cardboard, scraps from old projects, old drawing projects. Anything you can find around your house that is okay to cut up. You'll see here, I'm cutting apart a paper bag. I thought this brown paper would be great for this project, and it kind of reminded me of Jean Arp's artwork. Okay, here we go with step number 1. I'm starting by tearing out squares from my brown piece of paper. I really like the torn edge look, but if you want, you could use scissors to make really clean lines. Just don't worry about it too much. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to go looking for other colors and other patterns to include. I'm using an old magazine that I found in my recycling. Here's where you could include newspaper, wrapping paper, pattern drawings from past projects that you don't want anymore. You can go kind of crazy and creative here. You might decide that you want a limited color palette in your collage, so using 2, 3 colors at most, or you can go crazy like you see I'm doing right here, and include as many colors as you can find. This is where I remembered that I had leftover scraps from our Tar Beach project, and so I'm going to include those in my collage too. Here's step 2. Find a base for your collage. You'll see I'm doing my collage in my sketchbook, but you can find a big piece of paper. You could do it on a piece of newspaper if you have it, wrapping paper, construction paper, whatever you have in the house. Ooh, you could even do it on a cardboard box. That would be really cool. Either flatten the box and cut out a square with an adult's help, or you could keep it 3D. Alright, here's the fun part. Step 3, scatter the shapes. Here you see me scattering the shapes onto my base. Now, I'm really sorry you can't see the whole thing. I think it would have been a lot better if you could. You'll see once in a while I'll redo things because the shapes will end up right on top of each other. Try and resist it, but I know it's hard, and it's okay if you need to go back and change things a little bit. Alright, so here's step 4. Glue or tape down the shapes. So here you can readjust things a little bit, but try not to. I want to make sure that the corners won't be curling up. Go back, glue down corners when you need to. And here's my almost complete chance collage. I'm so sorry about the quality of this photo, but I actually think it looks pretty good. Next, we're going to complete the last step, step 5. And you have 2 choices on how to do this. Option 1 is to do a separate drawing of your collage. So this is an observational drawing of the work that you just did. You can use colored pencil, marker, just a plain pencil, pen, whatever you have at hand. Here you go. My drawing for option 1 is done. And if you don't want to do an observational drawing, here's option 2. You can connect the shapes in your collage by drawing right on it with any material of your choice: markers, paint, pencil, colored pencil. Connect the shapes with line, shape, or pattern. I do examples of all three on my collage. And here's my final work of art. This is what it looks like after you complete option 2. I think it looks pretty cool.
Great. Here's my final example. So on the next slide, you're going to see the template where you enter your work. On the left, you see my chance collage. This is before I added lines to connect the shapes. On the right, you're going to do either a picture of option 1 or option 2, but I included both so you could see both examples. Here's the slide where you insert your work. Again, you're going to insert a before picture of your collage here, right before you complete step 5. If you need help on inserting a picture, remember that there are 2 videos on how to do it. On the right, you're going to insert a picture of your completed observational drawing from option 1 or your completed chance drawing with additional drawings on top of it, like option 2. Last but not least, you're going to complete these 4 questions, the final thoughts. Remember, you must answer in full sentences. What do you notice about your chance collage? How did you feel when completing this collage? Did you feel the need to fix the collage after you let the pieces flutter down? And last, what have you learned about perfection and imperfection through this project? Once you're done with your assignment, there are 2 optional slides. Here's option 1. It's an extra credit project that I'm really excited about and I really hope everyone participates in. COPE NYC is an organization that employs artists to make face masks. So they're inviting NYC students to create artwork that could serve as a design for a face mask. So they're collecting submissions from around the city and they'll choose a number that will win. So you can submit a mask design to me, and I'm going to pick up to 5 of the most inventive, thoughtful, creative, and unique designs to submit to COPE NYC. If you are chosen as one of their top designs, you could win a $50 gift card. So to submit your work, you can find the assignment in Google Classrooms. This is a really cool video. He does them weekly, and I think you'd have fun watching it. I'm not going to play it in this video, but I really do recommend it. It shows COVID-19 street art, Drake's new mansion, some really crazy portraits, and it also gives an additional drawing challenge if you're interested.